At 1293, good luck. We get white, so knight f3 as per usual. I play the same against everybody, any rating level. Our opponent, 1500 games of rapid. We've done near enough 1200 now, not far off 1200. Let's play c4. Just it's more a normal queen's pawn d4 opening now than a reti opening. So we're just going to get our pieces, develop castle, and then try and come up with a plan. Okay, plays pawn up. Let's develop our knight. We'll put our bishop up somewhere or other. We'll push one of these and get our bishop up somewhere or other. Okay, let's pin that knight. Bishop up, bishop up, or bishop up are perfectly good for black. I'm going to commit to the bishop being out of the chain. I'll probably come here. Okay, kicks us back, so we'll drop back. I just need the audio a little bit high there, just so I can hear these moves nicely. Let's develop our bishop. If he takes, we'll just take. Okay, so we're ready to castle and complete our development. And then we need to try and come up with a plan. Okay, played queen up, logical, creates a threat, attacks a pawn. So can we afford to ignore it? Takes, knight across. He's got a square here, so the queen's not trapped. Rook across looks fine. There's no immediate bishop here to hit the rook. So rook over looks like a nice move to me. Yeah, pawn up weakens our defenses here, so I'm just going to play rook across. If he comes down, I guess I can just maybe play this pawn up. But we're just trying to get castled, then we'll worry about what to do. That's the general idea. Okay, he does take, so I think we're fine just to take back. Just trying to see if I'm missing anything, but I don't see it. And again, we're still just trying to castle, get our king safe, and then worry about what to do. Attacks our bishop, logical. We can drop back, and then it covers this threat should this pawn get out of the way. So we can go here, we can move our queen and leave the bishop here, but I don't really want the bishop there anywhere. So I'm just going to drop the bishop back. It guards the rook. Queen guards everything. The knight's safe. And once we've castled, we can then try and get forward, hopefully. He's played rook across, so we'll finally get castled. So now we can try and come up with a plan. So what are we going to do? We can try and push the pawns in the centre either way. We can maybe play knight up. It's easy to challenge though. No easy way to break through right now. We can try and kick the queen back and advance these pawns and gain a bit more space. That's probably a very sensible plan. Say the queen drops back, just play b4 as well. If it opens up, it opens up. But it gains us a lot of space. Okay, he's dropped the queen back. Okay, so we could do takes, knight across, hit the queen and bishop, assuming you take with a bishop, and then trade that as well. Maybe simplifies it a bit much, so I think I'll take the opportunity to drop the bishop back onto a better square, attacking the queen. Then it's a case of, do we launch in the center or do we try and go out wide? Pros and cons for both. Pros and cons for both. But once you've gone forward, there's no reverse gear to come back. So I could go slow and steady, does it? Yeah, let's do that for now so we don't burn time on the clock. So we'll just figure out what to do. My opponent could challenge that, of course, in which case we're not going to go that side. We'll just start marching in the center. Probably be sensible to get a rook centralized. But he's played bishop up, so he's happy to trade. Okay, well, I'm happy for my opponent to be the one who does the taking there. So I'm going to play a rook across. And if he takes, I'll take the bishop back. I'm just getting ready to try and push in the centre, but I like the idea of b4, even b4, b5. It obviously depends what black does to react. You've got bishop back and queen up, you know, to go for basic ideas. Nothing wrong with trying that. Okay, played knight forward, logical. So again, I'd be quite happy in principle for a pawn to take and me to take back and bring a pawn in over, and then it opens the farm for the rook. So I like the idea of starting to march forward here now. So I'm going to hit that knight, and I'll pre-move to take back. If he takes, he does. We'll try and build a nice chain of pawns here, maybe a triple chain, and then bring the queen up, go for this attack. If we can get a pawn here, it's not easy to get the knight here to guard. I mean, maybe you can push an f-pawn, but then it weakens the king's defences. The knight guards this pawn if he pushes here, so we can take. So I like this idea, but again, depends what black does. And then queen up, maybe queen here, but if we get the queen in front of the bishop, it creates a bit more of a threat. Not necessarily a checkmate threat, the king might be fine to run, maybe. Again, he's created an actual threat against our pawn. We could ignore it and push forward. So queen takes, queen up, queen takes. It's probably a bit much, isn't it? It's probably a bit much. Let's just push the pawn. Giving away a pawn for free without a quick attack there, so just push the pawn up. He's playing very well so far. So we're balanced right now, aren't we? Even material. So now I'm going to complete my queen development, and now my rooks are connected. So I'm threatening here and then queen here. But here he's maybe got this. But I guess we could go c4 and march them all forward. But yeah, I do like the look of this move. If he comes here, the queen might actually be trapped. So I don't think he can step forward. So it's a chance for our opponent to go wrong here. Because if you go here, it looks like the queen just has nowhere to escape to. So you've really got to drop back, and then it gives us a chance to come in and go off this attack or weaken the king's defences. I mean, g6 looks playable, but it's a chance for your opponent to go wrong here, isn't it? If bishop here, queen here, I don't see an obvious escape, and he's spotted it, he's done well. So here, if he pushes up here, we're fine to take. He might have a perfectly good defence, but it's a natural attack, so we might as well create it. g6 is probably the more natural defence, and then what do we do? What do we do? Knight across threatens a sacrifice. And there's a pawn here, isn't there? So we might as well take this pawn. It pins the bishop as well. So, am I missing anything here? There's no easy knight or bishop tricks, is there? So, let's take the pawn and maybe double the rooks up. It's just getting a bit difficult for black to find any good moves now. Just a little bit more bogged down on the black side of the board. We've got a bit more space as white now. Knight here threatens to take and blow the defences wide open. There might not be a knockout blow, but it's a threat, something like this. Or we can move the queen back to hit the pawn, say king up to guard, and then redeploy the knight to where the queen is and threaten to jump around. That actually looks like a good concept. That's what I'd be more instinctively playing rather than going for a quick sacrifice attack. It's more my style to go something like this and try and get the knight in. So yeah, I like the look of that. Knight here, here, here. Found a useful square for the queen. But we are threatening here as well. Just double the rooks up, make sure the rook is safe. You don't want to walk into some trick where the bishop can jump out the way, hit the queen, and you hit the rook at the same time. Something like that. Not in this position, but that sort of concept. The black's holding on right now. It's just there's no obvious good moves to unwind the position. So yeah, it's what, 7 pawns against 6. So we're just 1 pawn up, but we've got a much better spatial position. And if I can get that knight to e4 where the queen is, it can jump all over the place, so that looks very good. If he doesn't see a move, there's nothing wrong with just resigning and getting with another game if he wants to, but equally there's nothing wrong with playing the game out, and just in case I could easily mess it up, but he's getting 3 minutes down on the clock now. Still connected, got excellent connection. It's not easy when you're playing someone with a big rating gap at any level in chess, trusting that the ratings are accurate, of course. I mean, he's got a holding move, maybe just like king up, but the rook can't really go here, you lose it. Can't go here, you lose it. You could play knight here, I suppose. Knight up might be a move. Trade, we can still double up. We pin, this bishop is still pinned. Knight up might be a move, but then there's not really anywhere to go to. Maybe here and here. Yeah, he's found that holding move king there. I was hoping to go here with a tempo to drive his king next move and then develop the knight, but that's what I want to do, is do this. So, anything better? I don't see it. I'm going to play knight back anyway. I'm going to line up because I want to put the knight here, ready to jump in. So he's moved his rook quickly. So does it matter whether I go here, here, or here? Here I can come under attack, can't I? So I'm going to go here, and I'm going to try and bring the knight into one of these. So he's pushed his pawn forward. So let's bring the knight in and threaten to jump in. He's found some decent moves, actually, to be fair, hasn't he? Oh. He's found some very decent moves, actually. So if I take and queen takes, that's a little bit problematic, isn't it? So we can't do that. So I could play, well, to take all the sting out of the game, I can simply play queen in check, takes, check, and then I can take the pawn, takes all the sting out of the game. There's no immediate tactic here. But I don't want to ignore this. I could push the pawn in and go here. But I've got this move here now. Takes, check, maybe double up. I mean, I could go in with the knight instead of the pawn as well, and we hit the bishop. I think I'm going to do that, actually. Take a lot of the sting out of the position, just in case. So he can either take or he can drop back. He takes, but I could go with the knight here and attack the bishop and threaten to win 2 pieces. So here, he could play bishop back, and he attacks my rook. I can go with a check and open the file up. I like the idea of that, actually. I'm just going to go with a check and maybe double the rooks up. I can still activate the knight at some point. I could take the pawn, but I don't think I need to. I'm just going to double the rooks up, make sure it's guarded. We hit the knight now, so we threaten to win the knight. So bishop back's not a move now, we just take the knight. If he moves the knight, we win the bishop. If he moves the bishop, we win the knight. So I think it looks good. He's very unfortunate, and he's done alright considering the big rating gap. He's played decently. But if you move the knight anywhere, well, there's only one square you can go to. We just take the bishop. The bishop's got a couple of squares, and we can just take the knight. The king blocks the rook, so you can't guard the other rook, one rook with the other. So it's just not a lot black can do, not a lot. Okay, so he shuffled the rook there, so we might as well just take the knight. And then take again. It's just going to be over in a few moves' time. He can block there, and we can play, and he can block there. It's just checkmate. He's unfortunately very unfortunate. There's no big stunning attack with that. It's just slow positional chess. And we don't get any rating for that either. And our opponent doesn't lose any rating for that either. So just because of the rating gap. So let's see what it was in Engine Speak. See if we've got anything to learn. There's usually something to learn in every game you play. So they're the move times. Put it through the analyzer. But every game you play, take your time and go through them. Take as long as you need. There's always something to learn somewhere. Which is slow, steady positional chess, what I generally do. Very decent, isn't it? 96% versus 88% on the accuracy. No bad blunders being flagged by either of us. Just slow, steady positional chess. We're level till move 10, and then we just built a very gradual advantage. Lots of ups and downs, lots of mistakes here and there. For the first 10 moves, not a lot to see. We're just trying to get our king safe, which takes a little bit of time this game to get castled. Yeah, so here I should have just developed the queen, gone for a development move and guard the pawn at the same time instead of moving the rook. And then queen in. Should have just played c5 there and tried to open things up a little bit instead of queen forward. So we just dropped back, which was good. Then again, rook e1 here. I should have played knight forward instead of the rook e1. So I lost over a point for that. H takes is good. So instead of a4, I should have been bold here and just completely ignored this and go g4, preparing g5. Be a little bit more bolder, a little bit more bold, a little bit more attacking. So I should have just played g4, preparing g5 there. Or g4 and e5 and g5, that sort of idea. A little bit too slow and steady, but then nothing's flagged for the rest of the game now. We grab the pawn, redeploying the knight. The opponent comes up with a concept of burst forward, so we take the sting out of it, get the queen off the board. It was good to take with the pawn. We're +6 better now, even though it's just a pawn, isn't it? But realise these pieces are just completely stuck, and now it's +8. And then it's over a few moves later on. But opponent's not really done anything wrong there. It's just the way the game's panned out. They're unlucky there.